Giants jersey on the lead singer of Smash Mouth there, huh? Smash Mouth playing, Smash Ball coming up. Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Berman. Welcome to Fenway Park for the crown jewel of the day before the Midsummer Classic. Well, of course, we had a home run saga last year that nobody will ever forget. But Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, let's not forget Junior Griffey and Greg Vaughn besting 50 homers as well. This year, not so much so far the great race, but the great space race, because home runs continue to fly out at an amazing pace. It's almost like you're hitting tilt on a pinball machine. But you know what? Long before McGwire and Sosa and Roger Maris, and long before Babe Ruth was a Yankee, they built Fenway Park right here in 1912. They put up the Green Monster in 1917. So this was a home run park before people were talking about home runs. Tonight, the old meets the new. And as far as home runs go, we have simply the best of both worlds. Fenway Park, one of baseball's last remaining ancient gems. The fabled Green Monster, a looming giant just 310 feet away and left. Pesky's pole, tempting all that come looking for true right field before it recedes into a graveyard for many an aspiring long fly ball. For 88 years, the game's greatest sluggers have come to Fenway to conquer this homer-friendly park. For 88 years, New Englanders have been treated to home run moments to cherish forever. 1960.
A home run for Ted Williams in his last time at bat in the Major League.
1975.
Long drive, left field. If it stays there, it's gone. Home run! The Red Sox win!
And one in 1978 that they would just as soon forget.
Deep to left. Yastrzemski will not get his home run!
In this era of home runs flying out of ballparks at a dizzying rate, 10 men will challenge Fenway's dimensions by muscling up to the monster to lay claim to the title Home Run Derby champion.
How about that?
Please come to Boston in the summertime. We're staying here with some friends, and we got lots of room. Lots of room for the best home run hitters in the land in tonight's Century 21 Home Run Derby. Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Berman, and welcome to Fenway Park. And as we marvel at what we're about to see and just the spectacle of it all, now it's time to handicap a little bit. And, of course, Ken Griffey Jr. is the defending champ. He won the Home Run Derby last year at Coors Field. And it's a little tough. It could be feast or famine going down the right field line if you are a right-hand hitter. Working with me, as always, is the Hall of Famer Joe Morgan. And, Joe, you know firsthand from the 1975 World Series, I think you remember Game 6. You tried to go deep. Dewey was there.
Well,
Dewey Evans made the catch.
Well, as Tony Perez says, the little man hit that one, so I got smart. I flipped it the other way next time.
Well, you always like Ken Griffey Jr. in these home run contests, but if you're not right down the line here at Fenway, you could hit it and run in a little trouble, couldn't you?
Well, for the first time, I'm not going to pick Ken Griffey Jr. outright. There is too much of an advantage for the right-handed hitters with the short porch and the wind blowing out a little bit to left field. So today I'm going to pick Ken Griffey Jr. and Jeff Bagwell.
Now you changed from 10 minutes ago. He's covering all the bases tonight. Well, we like to see the big mashers, and we certainly saw one on Saturday. Shea Stadium, Mike Piazza, can I say it? Pepperoni's won over the tent against the Yankees at Shea Stadium. 485, 500 feet for the second straight year. The All-Star catcher of the National League Player of the Week just named. Mike Piazza's working with his hat. How'd you do that? My goodness.
Well, you just swing hard and hope you hit it on the sweet spot, basically.
Well, you hit that on a very sweet spot. Now, you're a right-handed big power hitter like yourself. You come into Fenway and you look at this. You see this 37-foot Green Monster, which starts right down the line at just 310 feet. Do you drool a little bit if you're a big power hitter from the right-hand side?
Oh, no question about it. The thing you really want to guard against is getting out of your stroke. I mean, traditionally, home run hitters, they stay back. They let the ball come to them. They don't jump at the ball, and these guys tonight have to just calm themselves down, especially the right-handed hitters, and just let it flow.
It's not easy to calm yourself down in these, are they?
No, it's not. The adrenaline's pumping, no question about it.
You know that firsthand. That's why you're up with us. Well, to prove that this is a main event, let's go down on the field and meet the contestants of this heavyweight bout, if you will. let's join Michael Buffer.
The starting lineup for the Century 21 Home Run Derby. Please give a warm welcome to the voice of champions, Michael Buffer.
Gentlemen, your undisputed Major League King of Beer, Budweiser, welcomes you to the national treasure known as Fenway Park, home of the American League, Boston Red Sox, where tonight Major League Baseball is proud to present the 1999 edition of the Century 21 Home Run Derby. Before we continue, ladies and gentlemen, our best wishes are sent to the American League leader in home runs. We wish him a speedy recovery, Jose Canseco. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the lineups for your 1999 Century 21 Home Run Derby. From the National League, Colorado Rockies, Larry Walker. Representing the American League, from the hometown Boston Red Sox, Nomar Garcia Parra. Here from the National League, Philadelphia Brewers, Jeremy Bernice. From the Oakland A's and the American League, John Jahan. Representing the National League, Houston Astros, Dalton Jeff Bagwell. From the American League, Baltimore Orioles, B.J. Representing the National League, the man who rewrote the record books last year with 70 home runs on the St. Louis Cardinals. Here is Big Mac McGwire. From the Toronto Blue Jays of the American League, Sean Green. Representing the Chicago Cubs of the National League, the Major League's current home run leader, Sammy Sosa. And your final batter, from the Seattle Mariners of the American League, the defending home run derby champion, Ken Griffey Jr. And now the pitchers are ready. The field is ready. You've met the players and they are ready. Are you ready? Major League Baseball fans, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance here at Fenway Park and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Guys, touch gloves and come out swinging. Speaking of which, he of the 25 from Larry Walker to lead off.
Here's your new home.
It's beautiful.
Remember I said it was 2 acres? Actually, it's 3. They added 1 for you.
Oh, hey, neighbor. Just dropping off a little roast chicken with white truffle sauce.
Emerald?
They put in a pool before they left?
We can take it out if it's a problem.
Oh.
Hi, neighbor. Just brought you this potted viola.
Cal Rip.
If finding the right home were like this,
Can Jimmy come out and play catch?
you wouldn't need Century 21. Real estate for the real world. For an office, call 1-800-4HOUSES.
Derby. We might as well have to throw out the first pitch the man that every player who ever played this game is looking up at. 755 home runs. Hank Aaron.
And you'll recognize one of the heroes of Game 6 of the 1975 World Series, Bernie Carbo. Please give a friendly Fenway welcome to Hall of Famer Hank Aaron, Mr. Bob Walls of Century 21, and Bernie Carbo.
Hey, Bernie, good catch.
Thank you. Yeah, Hank, I'll be telling you. Okay, thank you.
Well, Bernie Carbo is the catcher who hit that big home run to tie Game 6 of that 75 World Series. But Henry Aaron, you know what? He always had a good arm, didn't he, Joe? Yes, he did. Well, here are the rules, and it's pretty simple. You hit it out of the park if you swing, or it's an out. I mean, it's not that, we don't have to explain infield fly rules for this one. The league challenge, which will be the first round, everybody will get 10 outs, and an out is any swing that does not send the ball out of the park. It could be a 400-foot laser off the 420 sign, an out, or a dribbler to the mound. Of course, so the 10 outs and the top 4 will advance. Then we'll wipe the slate clean. 10 outs for the second round. For the final 4, we'll end up with 2. Then the final round, we'll get 5 outs each, and then there's tiebreakers. We'll explain that as we go along. 310 down the line of this 37-foot high green monster. It's 379 at the end of the wall, which is not dead center. That's 390. Right center is the deepest part of the park at 420. Right field into the Red Sox bullpen is 380. It's about 360 there in the corner, then really shortens up to 302 and down what we call Pesky's pole for a longtime Red Sox player and coach here, Johnny Pesky. So those are the rules. We will go in increasing order, if you will, of how many each contestant has in home runs. Mike, do you have a thought here? Do you lean to a player or not, or is that hard to pick at this point?
Well, again, I hit a little earlier this afternoon, and the ball is flying out very well to left field. So you got to favor the right-handed hitter. So again, I know Junior's tremendous. He's great in this contest. He's got such a great stroke, as Joe has said before. But I just don't see, how he's going to compete with these guys. If he does, then that'll certainly surprise me.
So Joe, you're on record. Bagwell and Griffey have commented a Wayne Lucas entry in a horse race, huh?
Well, because of the overbearing advantage to the right-handed hitters, I have to pick a right-hander, but you can't go against the current champion.
See where he's at.
Maybe if Junior starts flipping them to the opposite field.
Yeah, but that's kind of hard to do in a home run hitting contest. They may laugh at him on the field, the players.
Well, here's to lead it off, if you will, is Larry Walker in his 10th year with the Colorado Rockies. 25 home runs. His .382 batting average leads the league. Of course, he won the batting title last year, and in '97 is the MVP. Clint Hurdle, his coach, is pitching to him, and he tries to pull this one down the line. Oh! As Maxwell Smart would say, missed it by that much. The videos are gone. Outside for a ball. Of course, there's no balls and strikes. 2 outs for Walker.
Larry probably hits off Clint every day, so he may get into a groove.
This is down the line. Will it stay fair?
Is it fair or foul? Home run.
Oh,
wow.
Couldn't tell from here. That was, boy, right down the line, Joe.
Controversial start.
That was tight, but we call it a homer. This one is not going to make it.
That one fair too.
You know, I didn't have a chance to see Larry before. I saw most of the contestants. This may be, I got to think, his first shot at Fenway. Got to be.
Larry's home run.
No question. Usually the Western Division teams play on the West Coast. So.
I mean, I would assume.
Yeah.
So it can really, when you walked in here for the first time, Mike, as a Met last year. You'd never seen it, you already seen it on TV. What did you think?
I thought it was awesome. You know, I'm not the biggest pull hitter, but it is very inviting out there, that wall.
Hey, that made it. That hung up there.
2 homers, 5 outs left.
2 homers for Larry Walker. 5 outs. 5 outs to go. Gets under this one. Will this have enough juice? Back it goes. So you'd be thrilled with a ground rule double in real life, wouldn't you?
That was out at Coors Field last year. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Larry Walker,
any fly balls on out at Coors Field.
97.
Didn't get that one. But Larry's really trying to drive it right down the line, isn't he, Joe?
Well, he should. I think that's the advantage for the left-handers. If they can pull it right down the line, it gives them an advantage.
Larry has 3 outs remaining.
Trying to go to center, and straightaway center is not as far as right center. On the warning track. You don't like to be labeled a player with warning track power, do you?
No, you better get in the weight room very quickly.
Well, let's go back to the line.
For the 4-time Gold Glove Award winner.
Larry Walker from Maple Ridge, British Columbia. A high school hockey teammate of longtime Boston Bruin Cam Neely. Larry Walker with 2 home runs. Not what he wanted to do, but first trip to Fenway. Let's go down to Stuart Scott. Stu?
Larry, it's not quite the thin air of Coors Field. How'd you feel?
All I knew was a
Hey, Peter.
Well, we learned about Larry Walker and Stu Scott, men of few words. They just like to get out there and get the deed done.
Well, let's see if we can judge whether this was fair or foul.
Oh.
I think it might have been fair. I really do. I mean, it looked like
Dave appreciates all of you Fenway
it was
fans
on the left side of the pole.
Hey, you flip a coin on that one.
Yeah.
So, the pride of the Red Sox will lead off for the American League. Nomar Garciaparra. We return.
Oh, I'm starving.
What's good here?
Everything.
Come in out of the noise. Have dinner tonight at Houlihan's. The decision. I am having the left side of the menu, and they can just bring
Now,
it back.
honey, are
That
you
makes it a lot
tell
easier.
me, are you going to get the steak? We'll see.
Let's head down to Rich Eisen because we got lots floating here. Rich?
All right, well, one lucky fan may be leaving here tonight with $1 million. That's if somebody can hit the $1 million signs located around Fenway Park. One's in center field, one's in right field, one's in left field, and the one attached to pesky pole in front of me on the right field roof is 302 feet away, about 54 feet high, and Larry Walker came awfully close. Now, the fan does not know if he or she is in line for the $1 million. That seat has been predetermined, and it could be the one that you're sitting in, Chris. Back to you.
But that wouldn't be rigged at all. That wouldn't draw anybody's ire. Hey, Joe, you think Rich is old enough to remember the drifters up on the roof?
Probably not.
Well, here's everybody on their feet for a greeting for the starting shortstop for the American League, Nomar Garciaparra, who's missed the last week with a little injury here for the Sox, but he said, I want to put on a show and do the best I can. Look at the smile.
The great thing about Garciaparra, as far as I'm concerned, is that he's like Ken Griffey Jr. You know they're having fun out there on the field. Every time he steps on the field, he enjoys it.
Well, they just love him here. Second in MVP voting a year ago. Rookie of the year before that. He led the American League with 209 hits. And he hit home runs in the first 3 games of that divisional series against Cleveland last year. Nomar, though, with injury and really pitching around him in the lineup this year, has just, at the break, 14 home runs.
And unfortunately, a lot of pressure on him performing in front of the home crowd with that kind of a welcome.
However, he is not going to change his stroke. This is home for him.
That will relieve a lot of the pressure right there, that first one, getting the first one.
What's the matter with him?
Oh, I know. That's an out.
Man from Bellflower, California, first-round pick of the Sox. Play ball at Georgia Tech. Hits this one in the sky to center, and that's not going to find any juice. What a throw for the young kids out there shagging the flies, huh?
That's awesome. You got to be careful with some of these guys. There's some bullets traveling.
Here's a bullet on the line.
No more hits here every day. So, you know, he's got a good feel for this ballpark. He sees the ball probably very well here.
This one is back.
Ouch.
Over Lansdowne Street and toward the Massachusetts Turnpike. You get under this too much, this is a rainmaker. Not even a wall scraper. Dave Joust, the first base coach of the Red Sox, is doing the pitching.
And that makes a lot of difference. Last year, McGwire didn't feel like, you know, the guy was throwing him, was afraid to hit him, and he didn't throw enough balls inside. So I think a lot of guys brought their own batting practice pitchers with them this year.
Two homers, 5 outs. Inside, the ball was inside. Oh, boy. That almost took Al. Never said it was easy being a cameraman.
Do they get disability for that?
Focus and duck. This is rich, but it's not going to get high enough. Well, I tell you what, we got
changing swords.
Yeah.
Good idea. I think he's getting a little tired. He goes probably dropping down a couple of ounces. That's smart.
He's bringing out Excalibur.
Yeah, he got a lighter when they hit that one behind him.
He's letting it all go. You hear him grunting out there, and you know, some guys are different, Joe, as you know. Some guys really nice and calm and try to hit with their hands, and some guys just grunt.
And Garcia Paradis has have enough liftoff, not quite. So the man is only the 5th in baseball history to hit 30 homers in his first 2 years, along with Rudy York, Ron Kittle, Jose Canseco, and Mark McGwire, is down to his last out. Grip but foul. So Garcia Parra will hang the same 2 spots as Larry Walker. It's not the good news. But there is some good news. They're tied for the leader in the clubhouse. Nomar is moving over to Stuart Scott. Let's try it. He's had a new sword. Here's a new mic.
Fans are cheering. Hometown guy. No pressure. First swing. You had to be nervous.
I'm definitely nervous, but you know what? I'll tell you what. When you hear the cheering of the crowd, the fans behind you, it's a great feeling. And I tell you what, I had a lot of fun out there.
You think you have any advantage because you see this ballpark every day?
No, not at all.
Not with those big hitters over there,
not
huh?
Not at all. But it was
all right, Nomar. Good luck.
Thank you.
Let's go back upstairs, Chris.
All right, Stu. Joey.
Well, as Mike said, the first one he didn't change his stroke. Just a nice level swing with a slight uppercut. He hits a line drive more than a fly ball. And he finds the netting in left field. This one was a bomb, as Mike Piazza would say. I mean, this one was hit high and deep.
And 414 feet.
37-foot wall, a 23-foot screen, so that cleared it all. When we come back, Jeremy Burnitz of the Brewers gets his hat.
One in there.
Well, you never got the key to the door like I had.
Well, I may have to go tomorrow morning and do that.
Let's go, Joe.
Yeah, let's go, Mike and I. We'll head down in the morning.
There's some great signals. Jimmy Pearsall's name. Good luck to the grounds crew from Jimmy Pearsall was back there.
Why are you not in this? Why are you not in this?
But he's in it. Jeremy Burnitz, who, even though the Brewers are National League, certainly when they were AL, he, of course, was Cleveland. And so he's had his chances in here, of course, from the left side. Now, he can be a dead pull hitter. So Burnitz, who has 26 home runs at the break and one of the best-kept secrets, Mets, and Cleveland, and Milwaukee went over there in a trade for Kevin Seitzer in '96, former #1 pick of the Mets. In 1990, he swings a heavy stick.
Jeremy Burnitz,
and that will be above the bullpen. It's home run.
Ouch. Well, Mike Piazza told me before he started, he said if he gets hot, he can really put on a show.
Oh, he just lets it go. One hand pirouette at the end. He's on the dish, too. I mean, he is on the dish.
Close,
just a dead fastball hitter. He's all over a fastball.
Ooh.
Almost got hit there.
Ron Nedset, pitcher from the Brewers, knows where he likes it, and this one is back. God! That's the stroke for a lefty that you need, right, Joe?
Yeah, well, he's got enough power that if he hits it well, it's going out of any ballpark.
2 homers.
He's taking his time. It looks good. Ouch.
Will that curl around the pole?
Yes, that's it.
Oh, yeah?
Little help there.
Man, you're the man. You're the man.
Wow.
He's giving his batting practice pitcher a little pep talk.
That wall's only, what, about 4 feet, Joe? That looked like, well, hey, so what? We're here to see homers.
Pitching to Jeremy Burnett as the Brewers
So
coach.
it's 3-3. Let me ask you something. You bring your batting practice coach or a coach. Are you nervous if you're one of those guys? You want to really groove it for your guy? I'm serious.
Oh, no question about it. These guys want to make a good showing as well.
But you have to remember, most of the guys throw batting practice every day. They realize there's pressure, and they get in here and they relax, do the same thing they do every day.
Well, we lied. It's Clint Hurdle. See, so we thought it was a Brewers pitcher, but it's Clint Hurdle, so this isn't a pitcher.
I think Clint and Jeremy were in the Mets organization at the same time.
That's right.
So Jerry's turned his hit off him before. Ouch.
This one is hit back. Gone. A no-doubter. Right beneath the retired Red Sox numbers for his 4th home run.
No one has ever hit a ball on the roof out there in right field.
Does this stay fair?
Fair ball.
Oh, yeah. Sammy's saying, hey, Jeremy, what are these 5 homers?
He's got the stroke down. Think about Jeremy, too. He turns around the center. He doesn't go out to get the ball, lets the ball come to him, and just really uses his hips. And that's why he doesn't really get fooled a lot on his pitches.
You know, he is one of the hardest swingers. I mean, he doesn't get up there and take the smooth junior swing. Manager Phil Garner calls him Hurricane Burnitz because he's so violent, right? I mean, that's a real hack up there.
Well, if you're going to swing like that, like I said, the important thing is you can't go out quick. You have to stay back and turn around yourself. And you can swing as hard as you want as long as your head's not moving.
Well, does this move? Oh, yeah. Good thing Smash Mouth cleared out over there, Joe. It would have been Smash Mouth might have been smashed. That's pretty good poke right there. His 6th home run.
Junior had 8 in his first round last year at Coors Field.
That's a single here, right?
Yep. The ball that Burnett's hit, and this will not quite get hit. Oh, it was about 400 to the back of the bullpen, and he is our leader. A lefty who has jumped out and taken the lead here with 6 home runs. Let's go down to Stuart Scott. Stu?
Jeremy, you obviously didn't hear the handicap. Lefties are not supposed to have an advantage. You've tripled the first 2 guys.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I can't even believe that I'm hitting in the same group with these guys. It's unreal. I'm so happy to be here.
Were you nervous out there at all?
Yeah, I'm quaking. I'm still quaking in my boots right now. And now you guys got me up on the screen here, so I'm a little nervous.
Well, everybody can hear you, but everybody saw you jack 6 out in the first round. Congratulations. Chris, let's go back upstairs to you.
All right, Stu, thank you. Well, he had some poles there, guys, didn't he?
Well, you see what Mike was talking about. He just kind of rotates on his axis, as they say. You know, he just turns his hips and his arms flow through the swing. And watch his hips. The first thing, they clear first, see, and then he just lets his arms fly through the hitting zone. And as Mike said, he got a little pirouette there going.
Nancy Kerrigan.
Nancy Kerrigan.
Of course, later on in this first round, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa on center stage. We'll be back to the Fens.
So you need a mortgage.
6 home runs, including the longest one we've seen tonight, 420 feet. So as we wait for John Jaha to hit second for the American League, you like your baseball? Check out the next edition on the newsstands tomorrow of the ESPN magazine with a Story on the cover of one of baseball's nice guys, who certainly in Arizona is having one of the best years of anybody in the league. Matt Williams, an all-star with the Giants, and went to Cleveland and Arizona, and boy, he's really having a wonderful season.
Great year, and this probably could be in this Derby as well.
He could be.
He's raking this year. Absolutely raking.
Talk about a nice story. The man coming to the plate now, John Jaha, was out of a job this winter, and the Brewers really fell off last year with a heel injury and didn't hit the weight room as much, which was a plan, by the way. Not like he got lazy, but didn't have the same power. And where was he going to be? And Oakland picked him up, hoping he would regain some of his old form. And look at this. He's in the home run derby at the All-Star game. Jaha has 19 home runs. He had 34 back in '96 for the Brewers. The man from Portland, Oregon. Originally a 14th round pick. What a great story this year. John is trying to get his Jahas out.
I know his nickname in the minor leagues was Jaws.
Long way to go.
That looks like he's throwing some cheese down there.
Yeah, he is. He's throwing pretty hard.
Jaha hits it to right center field, and that's not quite going to get it. Let's go down to Rich Eisen. Rich?
All right, it's my distinct honor to be right here with Ted Williams. Teddy Ballgame, greatest player on the planet. Ted, talk to me about your favorite All-Star moments. Was it 1946 when you capped a 2-homer day, hitting the Ephus pitch off of Rip Sewell? When you won the All-Star game in the bottom of the ninth in Detroit?
I don't think that you could set up anything more to give a young player joy, happiness, thrill, and emotional than the ball that I was lucky enough to hit in 21. The American League was behind 2 runs. It was 2 men out, and I had 2 strikes on me.
5 Grand Slam home runs in his career.
And you won the game. I mean, that must have been a great feeling for you. What do you think about the home run hitters of today, Ted? Do you have any favorite ball players, favorite home run hitters? And are they in the park tonight?
Oh, I have players that I am more closely orientated with, but there are so much talent out there today. Boy, I'll tell you, I don't see how baseball.
Home run for it right there, Ted. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the home run hitting contest.
The only thing is that when that ball was hit, there's something pretty important there, you know.
That's right.
Like a cannon.
All right, let's go back. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's go back to Chris Berman in the booth.
Thanks, Rich. And you know, guys, just seeing Ted Williams in Fenway Park, you talk about one of the great players of all time. Mike, you had a chance to talk to him? I know, Joe, you know him, being a fellow Hall of Famer. Mike, do you know him?
Oh, he's awesome. I mean, I was so fortunate to have met him when I was a kid. And I'll tell you what, there's no one, I think, that you ever see that has hitting in their blood like Ted Williams. I mean, he is just a born hitter. Wouldn't you think, Joe?
Yes, he is. He was the greatest.
We'll talk about Ted Williams just being here, his aura. He had the 521 home runs. Jaha with 1 homer. We'll be back. Thus far, the National League with the early lead, thanks to Jeremy Burnitz's 6 home runs. And a little Southern New England boy, Jeff Brown Paper Bagwell from the Astros. MVP in '94 is coming up to the plate, and what a thrill for him. And it's been a thrill for us to celebrate the millennium with Sports Century's presentation of the 50 greatest athletes. Number 27 is Jerry Rice, the incomparable Jerry Rice, wide receiver of the 49ers. That's 10:30 on Friday night. Not only has he broken every record in pro football, he's dwarfed what used to be the record. So, I mean, this is not a surprise that Jerry Rice is well toward the top of our top 50, and that will be on Friday night at 10:30. And now this is a very interesting story. A young man from my home state, from Killingworth, Connecticut, Jeff Bagwell, actually born in a hospital in Boston, played ball at the University of Hartford, was a Red Sox big-time prospect in 1990, and then when the Red Sox had a chance to get in the postseason at the end of August, they traded Double-A player Jeff Bagwell from the New Britain Red Sox for veteran reliever Larry Anderson. Anderson helped down the stretch. And they had Mo Vaughn to play first base later on, but I would say Bagwell's going on for a pretty good career. So this is a thrill for him because he's playing here as a major leaguer in Fenway, Joe, for the first time in a place where he might have played for 10 years. Isn't that odd how that works?
Well, the interesting thing is that, remember, he was a third baseman originally, and they had Wade Boggs, so there was definitely no place for him to play here in Boston at that time. So that's why the trade wasn't really as bad as it may appear now.
There's the stroke. Back. It's in the screen.
You hear me? He says, I got one. That's the important thing. You have to get the first one. That's his teammate, Jose Lima.
That's a big hurdle. Take it from me.
You can hear him grinding the bat there with his hand.
Yeah, listen to that.
Wow. That's about something being squeaky clean.
I may have to call timeout, man. He's this is one of my picks.
Sends this one to left field. This is heading for the screen as well.
Well, I need him to hit at least 2 more this round.
Mike Hampton, his teammate, enjoying 2 homers for Bags. You know this is a thrill for him to be an all-star here in Fenway Park. Dreamt about playing for this team, was, drafted by the team. 28 home runs, tied for second with McGwire in the National League at the break. Oh, that's an inside pitch. Did he get enough of it? If it's down the line, he might. Back. And that one is gone. 37-foot wall, 23-foot screen. Is across the street, and he got it. Now they're trying to catch these things blind.
There's another one.
Look at that. Wow. It's like a slam dance out there.
Told you I had faith in Bagwell.
Oh, he's looking good.
Yeah.
And what are they doing? Listening on the radio? Here it comes again. Get ready, guys. Make a move.
Yeah. He's getting hot. He is hot.
It's like a blind tee shot in golf. I mean, you're out there with a glove and you know where the ball's coming from.
You see a concentration on his face there?
Yeah.
He's into it now. Just throw a strike.
4 outs left.
Baggy uses a smaller bat than most guys. Than most power hitters, I should say.
I'm finding, Mike, that a lot of these guys are using smaller bats. It's amazing. Ken Griffey Jr., 31-ounce bat.
Yeah. Big heads, small handles.
Hampton and the man behind him is Billy Wagner, so the Astros well represented in the pitching side of things on your team tomorrow night, Mike.
I need one more to be safe here to make sure I get him in the second round.
No, you're okay so far.
Yeah, but
you're right. You only 4 make it. You're right.
One more. Let's.
Right, because in the tiebreak, if you have more regular season home runs and it came down to him or Burnitz, he would go.
Yeah, he has more home runs than Burnitz. One more, big boy.
Man, there must be something riding on this, Joe, man, I'll tell you.
No, but I've picked the winner the last few years. And I have to go with Bagwell this year, along with Griffey, of course. There we go. Oh, no.
Back. Not enough.
A little off the end.
Settle down.
5 homers, 1 out to go for Jeff Bagwell of the Stros.
Does
it get up enough? Does it hold up enough? Almost. Jeff Bagwell, one-time Red Sox farmhand, ends up with 5 home runs. He has come home, and now he's home with Stuart Scott. Stu?
Jeff, if you were to script it, you couldn't script it any better. Hometown kid, the team that drafted you. You always thought you'd be hitting homers in this ballpark. Probably not like this, huh?
No, I didn't quite envision this, but this is great. Just a pleasure to be here.
When you first stepped up to the plate here at Fenway, the fans cheering for you, what was running through your mind?
I don't know. Maybe I could have been here sometime, but it really is a thrill here. It's just great. The place is awesome.
All right, congratulations to the guy who shares a birthday with his fellow 1994 MVP, Frank Thomas. Who's an hour older?
I have no idea. He's bigger. I know that.
All right, Jeff. Congratulations. Good luck in the second round, hopefully. Chris, let's go back upstairs.
All right, Stu. He noticed the crowd roared when he said I could have played here one, and they would have loved to see this, Joe.
As you see, well, he has become one of the better power hitters in the National League, and that's a good pitch to hammer, and he does that. High fastball up and in, and he hammers it well over the wall out into the street.
He said Frank Thomas was bigger, but his home runs are just as big.
Yeah, look at this scene. Look, is it coming? Is it coming? Like, where is it?
That's like running the bulls out there. You don't know when it's coming.
Look at it.
You may get hammered.
Just left of the Coke bottles. Get on it. That's unbelievable. You talk about incoming. They brought their mitts on Lansdowne Street. McGwire still to come. Junior Griffey still to come. Sosa still to come. We'll be back to Fenway.
The Daily Drive.
Welcome back to Fenway. We are halfway through the first round, in which 10 batters will do their best to tame the monster or to curl it around the pole. And Fan Fest, which, my goodness, they break attendance records every year. Fans of all ages, interactive, and ball players, Hall of Famers, current All-Stars. What's that, Jim Tomey trying to see what we can do? Do you like interactive games? You sit at home and play them, Mike?
No, I usually watch other guys play them. I stink at video games, but a lot of guys love them. It's fun.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, batting sixth.
Yeah, Jim Tomey. I don't know if he won the EA Sports game, but we'll have to get that result later on. Here's a nice story, too, in perseverance. 34-year-old BJ and the Bears Surhoff from the Orioles. Started as a catcher with the Milwaukee Brewers, went to third, went to right. He's got 20 home runs here at the break. Young man from Rye, New York. Just outside of New York City, Westchester County. Played college ball at the University of North Carolina, where Walt Weiss was a teammate. #1 pick in '85 of the Brewers.
Catching really never gets out of your blood, so he's always a catcher to me.
You follow these guys who caught and where they go. I mean, Biggio, who normally is here. We haven't missed him here this year at the All-Star game, but here's a catcher who certainly has excelled elsewhere.
Yeah, no question. I think that's the one negative, I guess, if you hit well when you catch. The first thing you want to do is move you to another position.
What do you think about you?
I don't know. You know what? As long as my body holds up and I feel strong and I can still go out and catch 135, 140 games a year, it's what I want to keep doing. Until the organization wants to do something different. I mean, obviously they're the boss. If they think they want me to do something else, I'll think about it then. But until then, I'm behind the dish.
Joe, remember when Johnny Bench was moved from out from behind the dish late? That was a work in progress, wasn't it?
Well, I think the reason, I think Bench truthfully caught too many games early in his career. I mean, he was catching 145 or more games each and every year, and it was awfully hot in Cincinnati.
Here's one that never said he had enough behind the plate, huh? The honorary captain, Carlton Fisk of the American League, and he will be in Cooperstown before long. But you know what? Is he a Red Sox or a White Sox going in? You know, anyone in Boston, those of us who grew up in New England, don't ever acknowledge that he played in Chicago. You know that. Never acknowledged.
It'll be interesting to see what he chooses.
BJ, does he get off the schneid here? He's going to the visitors' bullpen. Over the bullpen. That's a 405, a 410 range hit. So Bagwell second behind Burnitz watching. He knows how tough it can be. Now Surhoff in the groove. Sends it back to the Red Sox bullpen. In there. Thank God nobody's warming up. He would have been tattooed.
You'd have to warm up another guy.
Well, these guys are getting warmed up. What a nice scene, seeing them all sitting down. It's almost like a Little League game.
Well, I think they were sitting there together, the two guys saying, hey, man, they only have 6, man. Don't worry about it. That's what they're saying. They only have 6, man.
Chewing on a blade of grass, a hot summer day.
The kindergartners.
Yeah.
He's not known for his power, but he swings has a nice stroke. And he can obviously pop him out. He's in this contest. He's got a lot of bombs this year.
Had 22 last year, and that is season high. And here he is, 20 at the break. But he only picks up 2, and it's going to be tough for him to move on. Matter of fact, it'll be almost impossible
300.
DJ Surhoff to move on. He never really got going, did he, Joe?
No, he's more of a line drive hitter. He will tell you that himself. See that swing right there? He got a little elevation on that swing. And that one went a long way in the right field. That's a big fly right there. Good extension.
I'm lucky enough to play in front of these guys every day.
Got that backspin carry. Nice little 7-iron loft.
Well, when we return, a man that hit here often as a member of the Oakland A's, but not the 70 home run guy. He hadn't hit here until tonight. Mark McGwire coming up next.
The Boyd House is for sale.
Radiac. Welcome back to Fenway Park. Just warming up here at our Century 21 Home Run Derby, and we appreciate the help from our friends of the Goodyear Blimp, providing our shots from above. The Blimp Stars and Stripes, based in Pompano Beach, Florida. Jim Maloney from Vienna, Virginia, is at the controls tonight. Well, maybe one of the longest, if not the longest, home run ever hit Fenway Park, August 16th, 1940. There's the newspaper headlines of Double X, Jimmy Fox, one of the great home run hitters of all time. He hit a first of 2 home runs over the left field wall, over everything, landed on the railroad tracks. At least 490 if it went down the line. If it didn't go straight down the line, more in the 500, 505 range. There's no confirmation, but that was the paper the next day, and he said to have hit several onto the tracks. And you know who else could do that? A guy with equal power, better power than maybe anyone. A man who maybe this year will become the 16th ever to hit 500 home runs, 70 last year, Mark McGwire. On the railroad tracks, you think McGwire can hit it there? Whoa! There it goes! Back, back, back! Choo, choo!
Can I change my pick?
McGwire has returned to Fenway Park.
We may run out of balls.
Wow.
I just didn't want to take the obvious pick, you know.
Does it stay fair? Give it the Fisk wave. Where's Punch when you need him? He's down there.
That is going to kill somebody in those boxes up there.
Yeah. Well, McGwire last year only hit 4 in the first round of Coors Field and did not make it to the next round. Tim Flannery, one of the good guys, is pitching, the third base coach of the Padres. One of the good guys in the game. Junior looking on, Sosa looking on. Uh-oh.
First home
out of
run
the
was
groove.
436 feet. Longest competition so far.
Mark McGwire, who last year, well, you know what's amazing? McGwire, here we show that he's almost at 500. He's not 2/3 of the way to Hank Aaron. And the guy hit 180 the last 3 years, Joe. Not even 2/3 to Hank Aaron.
There it goes.
That
Maybe he's 3/4.
Over the light tower.
Oh, it hit the tower. That
was a bomb.
He needs 2 more.
470 feet, the last one. Does this have enough juice to find the net? Doesn't look like it.
3 outs left.
3 outs left. Just 3 homers for McGwire. The most impressive 3. Make it 4. Back, 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 back. Gone. Mike, you're behind the plate when he's up there. I mean, what do you think when he hits a bomb like that?
It's just indescribable.
A home run off the top of the
sound, number one, is the most impressive thing.
You can see it has his son Matt's name on his hat. Matt became famous last year along with his dad.
Back onto the Massachusetts Turnpike.
And just think he does this every day in batting practice. That's the show he puts on.
He's made batting practice an event.
Yeah.
A little higher, but just as handsome.
What a monster.
6 home runs.
Look at that out there. That's awesome.
He's our leader. Hello, Boston.
Yikes.
Well, that cinches that he'll be in the second round.
It's gotten really hot. Taking pitches now. He's really hot. Feeling good.
This one's headed to the flagpole. Salute the flag. Home run number 8. And I tell you what, we weren't that far from $1 million.
Well, I tell you one thing, the pressure's starting to build on Sammy Sosa here too. He's got to follow this.
McGwire has 18 lifetime home runs in Fenway. For road parks, he's only hit more in Tiger Stadium. The guy only has warning track power. What's the matter with him?
What's wrong with him? Get in the weight room, man. He's getting small.
Hello, New Hampshire!
That's in the harbor. I think that hit Old Ironsides, isn't it? Man. Wow.
Who took his bat?
A little hijinks down there.
Hey, Pedro's sticking up for his country.
Pedro, take the bat?
He's sticking up for his country. He's trying to help the Dominican Republic.
Pedro, who's wrapped himself up in rope this year, you know, he enjoys himself, and every player's loving this.
But I tell you what, Pedro Martinez is the only one I know equipped to handle this power from the National League.
Kidding.
He's the only pitcher I know.
You can take the bat out of your hand in more ways than one.
Yeah.
Well, last year, this one could be all the way to Maine.
Man, oh man. Looks like a golf ball. Looks like we're at the driving range here.
Well,
sends this one back. Gone!
Listen to that sound, man. It sounds like a hammer, like a sledgehammer.
He's actually making up for last year in Coors Field when he didn't make the second round. I mean, he's on fire.
Look at the height of that. They're over the light towers.
I think they got to build a wall maybe 80 feet high. You think Tim Flannery has a job just in case Dave McKay gets a sore arm with the Cardinals?
Get him off the plate.
Ouch! Back. It's all the way to Marblehead. In a single round, we've never seen 13 home runs before. But then again, we've never seen 70 either.
Well, this is what they all came to see. It really is. If he doesn't hit another one, they saw what they came to see.
All his teammates are checking the bat, but we don't need to. Superman is with Stuart Scott. Stu?
Oh, I don't know what to talk about. How's your golf game? No. 13 home runs.
Years, so, you know, last year I didn't do so well in the home run contest, so I got a lot of room to make up, so I think I can advance to the second round.
You hit 4 in the first round last year. Was that weighing heavily on you as you stepped up to the plate today?
No, you know, in these contests, it's all up to the pitcher to throw strikes, and Tim got me in a good groove. He's throwing strikes, and, you know, I got a good swing going, and I think I broke my bat halfway through, so I finished up with it. So.
Well, you dotted the record books with the 70 jacks last year, 13 home runs in 1 round, a new home run hitting contest record. Another one to put on your resume. Congratulations,
Thank you very much. Thank you, Boston.
Good luck in the second round. Chris, back up to you.
All right, Stu. Well, which replay would you guys like to see? Do you have a spare 10 minutes?
Well, they will all look very similar. I mean, this is Mark McGwire. This one is probably the way that he normally hits them, high and deep. I mean, he hits a lot of high fly balls that never come down. You see a lot of other hitters drive the ball. I mean, he gets under it, and look at this. Look how high this ball is. I mean, that's a big fly.
That was his third one into the lights. His number 7, Joe, the longest one.
Well, that one, he stayed there a little longer, didn't quite get under it as much, and he just drove it to left center field.
That was 486.
Look at this. Look at this beautiful swing. Look how quiet he is. I mean, his body is quiet. As Mike was saying earlier, you have to stay relaxed. And there's Sammy Sosa. No, it was McGwire that raised the roof.
He had 4 homers, 470 or more. Look at Matty Williams.
I would guess if you were pitching, you know, after
that shows it.
Went off the top of the light tower.
As a wink at what, Tim Flannery? Well, we've seen fire. Will we see rain? Mark McGwire has rained 13 home runs. We'll be back in a moment. 13 home runs by Mark McGwire, one of them 488 feet, and we will see him in round number 2. Yes. Well, one of the most famous games ever. Baseball history was in this park. Game 7, 1975 World Series. Reds 3, Red Sox 3. It was the top of the 9th inning. 2 out, and Joe Morgan was at the plate.
Ladies and gentlemen,
as we still look at the fans from outside, they're waiting for Joe to get to the plate, actually.
I didn't take that long.
Joe, would you get up there? Jeez, get the batting glove over, put the pine tar on the bat and get up. Well, that was a great setup for a story, wasn't it? We're going to try that again sometime. Oh, my God. That was a longer windup than Louis Tiant in that World Series. Well, talk about following a tough act. Sean Green just has to forget about it, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, that's why I asked if Griffey was next, because that would be very difficult for Griffey to do. You know, because he's the favorite, one of the favorites. It's tough for him. Sean Green can kind of relax. This is his first one. Not a lot of pressure really on him.
Well, as you said, Joe, you just got to have some fun. Just enjoy it. I mean, it's almost impossible, obviously, to top McGwire. So, I mean, Sean's got some great power, though. Left-handed hitter, likes the ball down and in. Lefties don't like the ball down and in, do they?
You're one of the few righties that can handle that pitch, too.
One of the rising stars of baseball. His first All-Star game.
Sean Green, you say, well, geez, what's he doing? He's 3rd in the American League in home runs at 25. 7th in RBIs at 70, 10th in average at 327. He this year is certainly one of the best kept secrets. First round pick of the Jays in 91. Last year came into his own with a 35 home run season. Also 35 stolen bases last year.
Yeah, 30-30, man.
Play good defense.
Ow.
There he goes.
And he can hit long balls to right.
I tell you something, the ball sounds like McGwire's when it comes off his bat. I mean, his ball, he's got a loud sound to his bat.
Kind of goes the other way, and that's not going to quite make it. Pitching to him is a high school teammate in Southern California. Pitches some for the Angels in batting practice.
Team
this is nice.
competition,
Ben Strout. So they go back to high school. These guys have been friends a long time, and it's a nice way to reward your friend as long as you can lay it in there.
But when you see a left-handed hitter hit the fly ball to left field like he's done a couple of times, tells you he's really dropping his back shoulder trying to get to it, and that's what's happening.
Oh, Sean Green, a little athletic blood. His dad played basketball, backup basketball for Ray Meyer at DePaul. He's halfway through his major at Stanford in psychology. Maybe a little psychology here to follow that act of McGwire.
3 on 11.
I mean, that's 380 out there for a left-handed hitter. That is a long way.
Long way, straight away, and it's straight away right field. It's not right center, straight away.
That's where the power alleys are if you're a left-handed hitter.
Sammy Sosa coming up next. I'd say the National League is about to put this thing away, haven't they? Although Sean Green, that's a poke to straightaway center field.
I watched him take batting practice in the Sky Dome, and he almost hit the scoreboard in center field in batting practice a couple of times.
Oh, that was 410, 420 up there.
He may actually have more power straight away than he does, you know, pulling the ball.
Yeah, gap power, gap to gap. Good sound off his bat.
I'm telling you, it does.
Pair of home runs for Sean Green. Hey, your first All-Star game, and you're tight generally, aren't you?
Mike would know.
Yeah, no question. Thanks, Joe.
Well, you see here, he just gets his hands out in front. You watch his shoulders here. He keeps them pretty level there, and that's why he's driving the ball to right field. A couple of times he dropped his back shoulder, and it made him bat late, and he hit a fly ball to left field. There's a beautiful swing right there.
Great bat speed.
Yeah, and great results right there.
It's a home run, which directly strikes a banner.
So just a pair for Sean Green. There'll be other ones of these, but I'll tell you what. You saw McGwire's show. What can Sammy do to pull it here in the first round of the Century 21 Home Run Derby? And I guess next year we're going to have to call it the Century 22 Home Run Derby, Joe, because we'll be in the 21st century. And it's kind of like Sergio Mendes in Brazil '66, and they became Brazil '77. You kind of roll with it. Proceeds from tonight's event benefit Major League Baseball charities. Check for $1,725,000, which represents net receipts from tonight's event. Tomorrow afternoon will mark the opening of the new field, partly financed by it. Major League Baseball charities benefiting big time from this. And now McGwire will watch as Sammy Sosa hits. Well, they watched each other closely last year, did they not? I mean, Mike, as a player, I mean, Sammy now for the second time has 32 or more at the All-Star break. Only 9 times has that happened at an All-Star break. Now, we should say when Babe was hitting his 60, they didn't have All-Star games. So from 33 on, only 9 times, 32 or more, Sammy's done it twice. The most, by the way, McGwire last year with 37. Reggie Jackson with 37. Young Reggie with the Oakland A's, 69. Doesn't guarantee a big Reggie only didn't even hit 50 that year, and he had 37 at the break. It doesn't guarantee, but it certainly is a nice number to have at the break.
It didn't bother those two guys at all.
I think there's a lot of pressure on Sosa now and Griffey. If I was one of the big guys, the big 3, I'd rather go first as McGwire did. Puts a lot of pressure on him.
Back, is it fair? Carlton Fisk gets the signal. And that ball on here.
That was a rope. That was a rope right there.
Sammy's up there hacking right away as he does, and he maybe hasn't gotten settled. Remember when McGwire came up and even told Flannery, I'm taking the first pitch? Remember that?
Well, this is interesting because he has a left-handed pitcher out there.
Jeff Hetland, who was a Cubs batting coach.
Yeah, but most right-handed hitters prefer to hit against right-handed pitchers in a contest like this. First of all, the ball from a left-hander tails away from you a little bit. This is the first time I think I've ever seen this by choice anyway.
That one will not have the height. Oh, man.
That was loud.
Oh, man.
Yeah, lefties have live arms, and the ball cuts, the ball sinks, and
I don't know why you would want a left-hander unless he had to have had a choice.
Yeah.
This is sky ball. Is it fair? That's a foul ball. You know, Sammy Sosa hit his first home run ever in Fenway Park Late call-up, 89 Chicago White Sox. It's off the Rocket Man. Hey, I'm sorry, was it? Briefly came up with Texas.
Yeah, he was originally with Texas. He ended up getting traded, I guess, for Harold Baines.
Well, that was the big trade involving Alvarez and Baines and Fletcher. That was one of the big deals.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I'm glad it's Sammy.
Boy, last year was McGwire that struggled. That was a quick exit for Sammy.
Well, I tell you, there was a lot of pressure to have to follow what McGwire's done.
Well, let's get to the word from Stuart Scott with Sammy. Stu?
All right, Sammy. 1 home run. Did you feel the pressure after what your buddy Mark McGwire did, 13?
Not really. This is not pressure here. This is fun. And I think that, you know, my wife's put on the show, and I'm so happy for her.
I saw you during Mark's run. You're over there, like, giving him huge high fives. That kind of excitement is something that you bring to this game. And like you said, it doesn't matter. Are you just happy to be here?
Definitely. I'm happy to be here. Remember something here. They don't count. And that's something that, for me, you know, I just got to keep doing it. And I'm so happy for Mark. I'm so happy for myself to be here, enjoy everything.
All right, those 32 homers count. You still lead the league. Congratulations.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you.
All right, man. Chris, let's go back upstairs to you.
All right, Stu, thank you very much. Well, Sammy couldn't deliver, but maybe tomorrow night. All Jr. has to do is hit 20 homers in the American League and pull out a tie. We'll be back in Fenway. I think the American League is going to have a real rough time catching the National League team here. Chris Berman, Mike Piazza, Joe Morgan here at the Century 21 Home Run Derby. A show by Mark McGwire, not a show for Sammy Sosa. Coverage of the World Cup continues tomorrow at 8 Eastern because the game was so good. A lot of people might not have seen it. A lot of people saw it, want to see it again. Encore presentation, World Cup final between the USA and China tomorrow night on ESPN at 8 Eastern. Stop a penalty shot like that in overtime and play Christine Lilly made in the net to head out the would-be winning goal. That was one of the best soccer plays I've seen. Men, woman, child, beast. Didn't matter. Junior Griffey, still 29 years of age, and he is almost at the 400 spot. He's already 38th all-time, tied with Hall of Famer Orlando Cepeda. Hopefully one time soon, Joe, Hall of Famer Tony Perez. Last year won the Home Run Derby in Coors Field. And here's the way it works. 4 players advance to the second round. In a tie, we go to the home run total that you have in the majors here at the All-Star break. Junior Griffey is 29, and so all he needs to do is hit 2, and he would win a tie for 4th place with Larry Walker, B.J. Surhoff, and Sean Green. He has more homers than all of them, so he might just try to get the 2 and save it. He's hurt a little bit, Joe. Do you think that's good, bad?
You mean if he
gets 2 and says, let me save it?
No, I don't think I think if he gets his 2 right away, I still think he'll take about 5 outs. He doesn't want to swing too much, but I don't think he wants to try to find a groove.
Griffey needs 20 homers to tie it for the American League and 21 to win.
Sends it deep to center, and well, that hit the glove, and that call is correct. That was not high enough. They want to say anything touched by a fan is a homer. Well, fans will touch this one. Back. Gone. Over the bullpens.
I mean, he has such a beautiful swing. McGwire's more in muscle. I mean, he's just raw power. Griffey has just a magnificent swing.
It's real fluid, real quick.
Exactly, very quick.
Effortless.
Yeah.
It's an interesting strategy. I mean, trying to catch McGwire in this round, he could probably get unglued real quick.
Yeah, that's why I say I think he'll. Well, he's going to look like he might lead 5 outs. He's going to hit the 2.
5 of the last 6 years.
So Sean Green's on the bubble, I guess.
Well, everybody's on the bubble because if he hits 1 more, it doesn't matter.
Sean Green would, if Griffey's retired here with one, would go. Griffey would not.
Well, he's running out of time, too.
Yeah.
Pressure starting to build here.
430 feet.
You figured this was a foregone conclusion.
Right.
Sosa hit one.
Well, but you see Griffey taking a little time. I think that's something Sosa should have done.
Cheer him on, folks.
That will not have enough. Hey, wait a minute. We're down to 2 outs.
He's down to 1 out.
Down to 1 out. Well, he came through at the final game at the Kingdome. 3-run home runs. Great catch. Can he come through here to advance to the second round? You know, talk about a player that's dramatic. No problem. He's a 425-footer.
Well, he makes it. You know, and he's such a good hitter that, you know, next round he may hit 10 or so.
But now he's going to just practice going the opposite way, huh? Oh, I should have been doing this all along.
What did I tell you, Joe?
Yeah, man, this is...
All right, so now he doesn't have to worry about it. He says, I want a fair and square. I had 3. You know, that's good enough to move on.
Griffey Jr. of the Seattle Mariners.
It's kind of like match play in golf, Joe.
Yeah.
If your opponent's hit it in the water, all you need to do is bogey to move on, right? Let's go down to Stuart Scott. Stu?
Junior, talk about a flair for the dramatic. You were down to 1 out, looking at not advancing to the second round. Did you stop, think, or did you just swing?
Well, just went up there swinging. That's what you got to do in a home run competition. And, you know, a lot of guys here hit a lot of home runs. So if you make it, you make it. If you don't, you just don't. I mean, but it's a lot of fun to be here.
What were you thinking about when you were watching Mark go on his 13-homer bench? Was that as fun for you to watch as it was for everybody here?
Well, I've taken shorter flights across country than he balls. I mean, he's in another world when it comes to distance. Guys just marvel at what he does.
You got a career in comedy when you get done. Thank you very much, Junior. He'll be here all week. Chris, back upstairs to you.
Junior, the comedic Junior. Well, this is the second one, which was with 1 out left, Joe.
Well, he knew that he had it. I mean, that one looks like one of McGwire's, high and deep right there.
So we move to the second round. Sheriff Bagwell, Jeremy Burnitz, Ken Griffey Jr., and, without a doubt, Mark McGwire. Those are the 4 moving on when we come back. McGwire, Jeremy Burnitz, Jeff Bagwell, Junior Griffey. That's who's coming to the second round if the National League wins the League Challenge 27-10. Joe, as I was saying before in my Louis Tiant delivery to the plate, 7th game, World Series 75, 3-3, Jim Burton delivers. Joe Morgan with a little bloop. Lynn comes on, makes the catch. Hey! Lynn makes the catch. We're going to the bottom of the ninth. Joe, 24 years later, you're out. I've been wanting to tell you this for 24 darn years. You're out.
How did you do that?
Hey, I have connections here. Lynn had a lot more speed than you thought.
Well, I went down and got that slide. It almost bounced and hit that line drive, and you let him come in and catch it.
Now, Jim Burton, we never really heard from him again. But you know what? I will point out, as any Red Sox fan would point out, the game was only tied 3-3, which the Reds, of course, won 4-3. Any Red Sox fan would say, well, don't worry, Boston would have lost it later on. Jeremy Burnitz is on to the second round, and you know he was very impressive despite being a lefty. There is Homer,
and his first time, so that's an impressive showing.
Joe, you didn't know that happened, did you? You, for 24 years, have been living with the fact that you won the World Series. It never happened.
I thought I was going to become a star here on the home run derby, and you let him make the catch. And just think, if he would have made that catch, no one would remember me.
Well, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true for a moment, Mike. Do you?
Not at all. Every replay still catches it, though.
What a thrilling series! What a thrilling hit that I will grudgingly admit that you made. I was here, Joe, that night. I was watching. I tried to dive and make the catch myself. Second round here. Again, 10 outs. Now you wipe the slate clean. That's important to know. So McGwire's 13 are great, but he's got to do it all over again. So keep that in mind.
Now you're dealing with the fatigue factor.
Right.
These guys have had a lot of swings. They've been sitting around. It's a little chilly tonight.
Well, Griffey may have an advantage there because you know, he hit last, and he probably didn't have as many swings as McGwire or anyone else did. So he had fewer swings with his 3 home runs than did McGwire, Bagwell, and Burnitz.
You know, if you hit early in the pecking order as Burnitz did, and this one goes to right, that's toward the Red Sox bullpen. That is over the Red Sox pen. You know, it's almost like being a DH. You've hit, you've sat. If you hit early in the order like he did, and now he's hitting again. That's not easy.
No, not at all. No question about it. You see Jeremy's trying to get his timing back. He's trying to just wait the pitcher out, get his pitch.
Oh, that one is pulled down to right field side. Back, gone.
You can just tell by the sound. You don't even have to watch the ball. Turn around and say, that's gone.
You know, you see where he hit it. There's the roof up there in right field over the right field grandstand, where no ball has ever reached the right field roof, where Burnitz is like pointing. I'll show you that in a moment. See that where the numbers are up there? Wow, this one's a long way up. Down the line. Home run.
Home run.
We started to talk about the roof. That's 515 feet away at the middle of it and 45 feet high. No wonder no one's hit it out.
Well, Carl Yastrzemski hit one off the facing.
Yes, he did.
Wow. That's the closest.
Off of Dick Tidrow. In a game more remembered for the Billy Martin, Reggie Jackson fracas. That was the same game. 1977, he hit one off that roof up there. Those are the retired Red Sox numbers. 1, 4,
there's a drive.
8 and 9.
Third home was
back. Gone for Burnitz. Just to finish that, 1 is Bobby Dorr, 4 Joe Cronin, 8 is Carl Yastrzemski, 9 is Ted Williams, and of course 42 retired by Major League Baseball.
Jeremy with an impressive stroke tonight. Just hit some really nice home runs. Hit the ball very hard.
He's got 4 homers.
4th home run for Jeremy, 430 feet.
You know, we talked about the numbers. I just want to complete the stories for some that don't know. For a long, long time, the numbers up there were in the following order: 9, 4, 1, 8. Until somebody pointed out, you know, that's the day the Red Sox won their last World Series, September 4th, 1918. They didn't want to see that anymore. They shuffled them up.
All right, last chance. Let's cheer him on.
All right, Burnitz has 4. There they are. Now we go numerically, but it used to be 9, 4, 1, 8. How about that? Babe Ruth, pitcher, Red Sox, 1918. Burnitz down the line. Back. Toward the numbers. He's got a good stroke for here, even though it's...
You know, he's got a good stroke for everywhere.
That's true.
I mean, he's been hitting home runs.
Wow. Down the line. Home run. 6 homers for Burnitz, which equals his number in the first round.
He's a little winded right now, as you can tell. He's hanging in there. Because he's not a real hands hitter. He's a body hitter. So.
Even though McGwire is still to come, it's not a sure thing. 6 puts him in pretty good position.
Yes, it does. Yeah, but Mike made a great point there, and that is that one of the reasons he's tired is because he uses his body more than a lot of hitters do.
Talk real loud.
All right.
You know, after round 1, Jeremy, you said that you weren't sure if you belonged here. 6 in round 1, 6 in round 2. At what point in time do you realize that you do belong?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good right now, but except for the fact that I sat down for an hour and then went out there and took about 10 hacks as hard as I could. So right now my back's a little stiff.
Jitters a little bit more in round 2, knowing it gets a little bit more intense?
No, not really. I think Sammy said it perfectly when he said we're just out here to have a good time. It's not about being nervous, you know. It's just, it's a lot of fun.
Well, you look like you're having fun. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Boomer, back up to you.
All right, Stu, thank you. Well, Jeremy Burnitz, yes, Stu is right. He does belong, guys. Swing like this.
Yeah, look at his follow through. I mean, he really just loads up on that back foot, twists around his center, his axis, as Joe said, and lets it go. I mean, really just takes a real healthy hack. Look at that. Follow through, arm off the bat. Little cut on the ball right there. Nice stroke. Look at that follow through. Hand comes off the bat. He's turning around. His back's all torqued out. He's falling the other way.
So Burnitz hangs a very impressive 6th spot in the 2nd round. Next up, Jeff Bagwell, a one-time Red Sox farmhand. Fenway Park. And again, our thanks to the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes, Pompano Beach, Florida. 6 blimps, 3 domestic, plus a 3 blimp international fleet. So if you want to go global on us, Mike, and go Goodyear Blimp, we're covered for you.
Right.
Well, after this, the All-Star Celebrity Hitting Challenge, 10 o'clock or so. Kevin Costner, Matt Damon, and some legitimate baseball All-Stars like Steve Garvey, Jim Rice, and a lot of former Red Sox battle it out here from Fenway at midnight. Special gala coverage of baseball tonight with Ravi and the guys. Midnight Eastern, 9 on the West Coast. Now we're here in the We Could Be Heroes.
Well, I still have both of my guys in anyway.
There you go.
Bagwell and Griffey.
You made a good call. Yeah. I didn't make my call. I was going to wait to see who the 4 were left.
Baggy's got his matchbox on his left hand there.
You know,
protector.
It's interesting you were talking about how Burnett uses his body more. Now watch Bagwell. He's more of a hands hitter. He doesn't take a big stride. In fact, he backs up a little bit, so to speak. But he uses his hands, his upper body more.
And Baggy's wide open. He wants the ball in. He wants the ball in early. He doesn't hit the longest home runs, but as Sammy said, they all count. McGwire could hit one on the tracks, and Jeff can hit one just in the basket, but they count the same.
In round number 2, from the Houston Astros.
So Jeff Bagwell went 5 in the first round.
Jeff Bagwell.
He has passed Jim Wynn, the toy cannon, as the #1 home run hitter in the history of the Houston Astros, or the Houston Colts 45s. The toy cannon, Joe, teammate.
Yes. There's no doubt that Bagwell would have passed him eventually, but Jimmy Wynn, hitting in a smaller ballpark like the Astrodome is now, would have hit a lot more home runs, but he would have eventually been passed by Bagwell.
How about that one, the seat with the toy cannon on it in there? Remember that blast he hit?
No, actually.
Bagwell with 249 home runs lifetime.
I like that one that he hit at Crosley Field in Cincinnati up on the interstate.
The cannon?
That was a blast.
Yes, a
blast. Does it scrape it?
No.
Well, speaking about a famous blast in this yard, Carlton Fisk in 75 to force that 7th game. Let's go down to Rich Eisen. He's with Pudge. Rich.
All right, I spoke with Ted Williams before. Now I'm here with the man who hit perhaps the most famous home run in Fenway Park history, Carlton Fisk. Carlton, have you found yourself using any body English tonight?
Well, you know, in this ballpark, I think a lot of people use body English to try to get in touch with all the good things that have happened in this ballpark. I think it's a thrill for a lot of the all-star guys to come here and really experience what baseball in an old-time ballpark really is about. But there's been a lot of nice and very important home runs that have been hit in this ballpark. I mean, you said you talked to Ted Williams. Ted Williams had just an illustrious career here. But to be considered to have hit maybe the most famous home run in this ballpark, and maybe in World Series history, it gives me goosebumps. I just thrilled to death to be here.
Well, terrific. Thanks so much for joining us. Maybe we'll get more goosebumps from Mark McGwire. Back to you, Chris Berman.
All right, Rich. Carlton Fisk, boy, I mean, here's a shot by Bagwell. Back. And that's gone. You look up to Carlton Fisk as one of your favorite catchers, Mike, of all time. I mean,
well, I didn't have the opportunity to see him much as a kid, but looking at those great games in the World Series and just his longevity, I mean, he caught a lot of games. Obviously, he has the home run record for catchers, so impressive career.
Well, meanwhile, Bags could not bag very well here in the second round. He had 5 in the first round, but only 1 here in the second round, so he will not be moving on. Junior Griffey, Mark McGwire. You think you might want to stay around?
What's his famous Fenway Park home run?
Hi, I'm here to see the house.
Oh, great.
Oh, nice house. I'll take it.
You'll take it? You don't want to look around?
No. But your asking price, it's a little low, so I'd like to double it.
Really?
Yes, and I brought cash, if that's all right.
Can I offer you a cup of coffee?
Oh, no, I brought my own. Oh, and I brought some for you, too.
If selling your home were this easy,
Lemon Square?
You wouldn't need Century 21. Real estate for the real world. Ask about our customized marketing system. For an office, call 1-800-4HOUSES.
We've had 2 of the 4 in the second round. Jeremy Burnett's in good shape with 6 homers. Jeff Bagwell not in good shape with just 1. Junior Griffey up now. followed by Mark McGwire. It's become a fun thing for us to do, Joe, is that players have their own awards at the end of the season. Players' Choice Awards this year moving to Las Vegas on November 5th. So that'll be live on ESPN. Watch your listings this year. Baseball's new home run hitting competition to take place this offseason. Big League Challenge. Look for more details later this summer. So Players' Choice Awards, Las Vegas, Joe. Look from Orlando to Vegas.
Great buffets there.
Maybe we can catch, you know, Shecky Green in the rainbow.
Number 24, Griffey Jr.
Now here is the defending champ who just, with 1 out to spare, hit the home run that put him into the second round. Junior Griffey. He's pointing to Mac. I want you, big man. How about Junior at the age of 29? 379 homers, 1,099 RBIs.
He didn't have a batting practice pitcher out there. He didn't have a pitcher out there.
I thought he wanted McGwire to pitch.
Yeah, he was pointing over there. Give me somebody to throw.
You mean it wasn't quite Babe Ruth pointing?
No.
Get him a tee. Let him hit it off the tee.
And Griffey Jr., defending champion.
That would be an accomplishment.
Yeah,
hit him having it off the tee,
yeah.
man. You're supplying all the power then. It's got to be tough for Junior. There's a lot of real estate out there, right?
Yeah, in right field.
Well, guess what? He's hit this one over the visitors' bullpen, about 420. The deepest part is not dead center, but kind of right center field, and that's where he's taking aim. This one will be short.
I mean, that is far out there.
Yeah,
you really, for a left-hand hitter here, I mean, that is a lot of ground out there to cover.
MVP.
Yeah, he didn't need to hit it this straight to prove anything, Joe. That's not where to go.
No.
Boy, it's so much fun here. The fans are a lot of what you see in the new ballparks. Will that hold up enough? No, it won't.
Well hit.
Or from here. In other words, the fans right on top of the bullpens, the little nooks and crannies that are not in straightaway center field. A lot of the new ballparks are having deepest part in left center or right center. It took a lot of it from a park like this.
Yeah. Well, the new parks are all built for power. And
now he's going the right way, Joe. Back, and it's gone.
That's 380 to the wall, so you figure that's about 410, 415.
There we go. Now he's moving toward that pole where he doesn't quite have to hit it as long. Now he's getting it.
Wow, he can get hot like anybody.
Back, gone.
Well, he needs one more, I think.
To dead center field.
Well, that's
man.
Doink.
That cinches him being in the finals.
Wow.
He's hot. He's got that crispy stroke on.
Mantle hit one off that back wall once upon a time. That's the direction that Carbo hit that home run in the World Series, Joe. That was a little farther than Bernie hit it.
Well, let me correct myself. I thought that was his 6th one. He needs 6 to be assured. Well, okay.
Guess what?
Yeah, he got
You're all set.
Yeah, I was right.
6 home runs and counting. Still 4 runs.
I mean, he's amazing. He only had 1 after 9 swings last time. Now look at him. But he just gets in a groove. I mean, he's got such a great swing for driving the ball. He really doesn't have to change anything. Even McGwire has that big uppercut. Griffey's is just a great slight uppercut to his swing.
Oh, Junior is putting on a show now. Big Mac, your round was the first. Now I'm warming up.
He's looking good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Back, gone.
I mean, just think about how he's doing it and how McGwire did it. I mean, they get the job done, but completely different types of swings. Look at that. I mean, his swing is just pure, like Mike said, it just flows through the hitting zone.
I mean, you could put a book on his head.
Yeah, good, very good. Yeah.
Would it be a paperback or a hardcover?
Hardcover. You could walk down the runway.
Junior Griffey, who won it last year in Colorado, who won it in Pittsburgh in '94.
Great BP there, too, as well.
Yeah.
Now he says, let me take aim at the deepest part of the park again. Oh, man, that's way up there over 400 feet.
Now that swing looked like it was just easy.
Yeah.
This is down the line.
Swinging easy.
Will it stay up? No.
Too much top spin on that.
Buddy, we know he's got the 10 spot. And we do know
Ladies and gentlemen,
that Junior Griffey will be moving on to the finals. Will he be joined by Mark McGwire? He needs 6. Well, a little different round, Stu, for Junior, huh?
Junior, once upon a time, you were in the first round, 1 out left, almost not making to the second round. 10 home runs later, how's it feel?
Well, I'm just trying to get by.
Trying to get by. Oh, yeah, trying to get by. 10 home runs, trying to get by.
I'm just trying to make it right now. I'm tired, a little tired, but you know, still a lot of fun.
You think you had an advantage because you had the shortest downtime, being the last batter in round 1 and making to the second round? Did that give you an advantage, not getting too cold?
No. No advantage, no disadvantage. Just got to go up there and swing it, and hopefully it goes out.
The advantage is that sweet swing.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're going to the final. Boomer, back up to you.
Now that sweet, smooth swing is just like he's answering the questions.
I mean, look at this. I mean, you do not see a better stroke than this anywhere. I mean, a power stroke. I mean, McGwire's is completely different, and McGwire has just raw power. But just look at this. Look at everything there. His hips do not clear like Burnett's. He uses his hips to drive the bat through the zone. He uses his hips to get more bat speed. Burnett uses his hips to get him out of the way so he can swing the bat. And there you see McGwire. Everybody's a fan of everyone. I mean, the long ball inspires everyone.
Well, Junior put on his show. Cue him on Lansdowne Street. Get the gloves. Get ready. Here comes Big Mac.
82 years.
Now you are looking at the Mac Pack. That's outside of the park, across Lansdowne Street, which is the street of which the Green Monster abuts. So Junior is going to the final round. Jeremy Burnett will go with Mark McGwire. It's 5 or less. Do you think people came to see Big Mac against Griffey or Sosa in the finals?
Ladies and gentlemen, batting fourth.
I know one thing. You got plenty of parking out there if you got good insurance.
First round homers, Joe and Mike. Look at the distances.
Wow.
Look at that.
I mean, you think about the effort that is needed to generate the amount of bat speed to hit a baseball 450 plus feet.
Yeah.
And he just does it so effortlessly. And
488, look at that.
He's just a monster. It's like just King Kong with a bat.
488, 486, 473, 471, 470, the 5 longest we've seen tonight. And in the 13 home runs that he hit in the first round, guys, 5,692 feet. Oh, by the way, over a mile.
Make the finals.
Well, different groups so far. Jeremy Burnett will move on if McGwire cannot get 6.
On the bubble.
All of a sudden, he giveth, he taketh away.
A lot of time between rounds.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a little stiff. He's got to find, I think, get that monkey off his back and get one.
You got to get the first one. That's exactly right. That first one's always the most difficult one to get started.
We had 23 swings in the first round.
It's like
and he may not have many more.
Yeah. It's like that last out in the 9th inning. It's the most important out of the inning.
4 rounds left.
4 outs left.
Wow.
Well, maybe, you know what?
Is Flannery throwing different stuff?
No, I don't know. Maybe we're just never destined to see what we came for. And that's a Mark McGwire or Sammy Sosa matchup.
Well, wait a minute here. We're several holes down. We're going to take out the driver now, Joe. We can't fool around anymore.
He's got to get busy.
He's only got 3 outs left. Now there could be homer number 2. Does it stay up? Oh, yeah.
2 homers.
Oh, here comes Big Mac. 3 home runs.
Looks like it's going to hit that net, and it just like finds a jet or something.
Missed that one.
2 outs left.
2 outs left. He needs 3. Good eye at the plate.
He should get it. Pulled off that one.
Well, Jr. was down to 1 out, and he put himself in the next round, but McGwire needs 3 here.
Wow.
Like he missed that. And you know what?
No.
See, cumulative, if you upset, but that 13 gets wiped from the slate. And so Jeremy Burnitz and not Mark McGwire will be moving on to the final round to take on Junior Griffey. Still with Big Mac. Still.
All right, you're not going to make the finals. Did the first round just tire you out?
No, it didn't tire me out. I was just sitting and waiting tired me out. But, you know, I was just swinging through some balls and just missing them. That's what happens.
You told me after the first round, you said it's all about getting pitches. Did you get the pitches that time?
Yeah, I did. I probably tried a little too hard. I was a little more relaxed the first round, but good luck to the 2 guys.
We will always remember 13 jacks in 1 round, the All-Star Home Run Challenge.
Well, thank you. So will I.
Thanks a lot, Big Mac. Boomer, back up to you.
All right, Stu and Mark, thanks for the show. That's for sure. This was not the same show, guys.
Well, I think you have to remember 2 things. McGwire has a bad back, and if he has to sit around that long after working up a sweat, hitting the 13 in the first, round, I mean, it does take its toll if you have an injury or you're not completely healthy. And he was stiff. I'm sure he was stiff. I mean, even right there, if you look at it, these are line drives that he hits. He doesn't get under the ball like he normally does. Hits a lot of high fly balls. These are more line drives. And Burnitz, he gets a chance to, beat us. Hey, he gets to beat a dark horse.
What did he tell Stu? What am I doing here? Well, he's in the finals. Griffey and Burnitz to go for all the marbles.
Making friends for life. $0.
You're taking a look at the aerial view of the Green Monster. Won't come into play very much as 2 lefties, Junior Griffey and Jeremy Burnitz, will be more concerned with Pesky's pole than they will the Green Monster. So we've moved to the final round. Chris Berman, Joe Morgan, Mike Piazza. And we would like to tell you that this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Commissioner of Major League Baseball. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions may not be disseminated without express written consent. So, the hitting challenge coming up next. All-Star Week continues. Steve Garvey, some of the many names you'll know from the diamond. Kevin Costner, Matt Damon, some of the names that you'll know from off the diamond. And now we have reached the final. We've never had anyone win this thing back-to-back, Joe, since we've been doing it in the mid-'80s. Junior Griffey has a chance, but Jeremy Burnitz has been a dark horse. And Mike, you felt that early, didn't you?
Yeah, Joe and I were discussing it before it started, and I said, Burnitz has got just as much power as anybody here, and if he could find that groove and get hot, he might have a shot.
Well, so much for my prediction that a right-hander had an advantage. We end up with 2 left-handers in the finals.
Wow.
Well, let's see, Joe. So you had a Griffey back.
I only had Griffey.
Well, Mike and I had Burnitz, right? You're unreal. Well,
I picked Griffey every year for the last 4 years. So.
Hey, you thought you had a hit in that 75 series? It was an out.
Yeah, good point.
Well,
nobody here wants to watch me hit.
You pick every year, Griffey?
Burnitz is funny. He says nobody here really wants to watch him hit. They wanted McGwire in there.
He's not fooling us, though. He's not fooling us.
You know, it's kind of like a little bit different when Tino won a couple of years ago, kind of snuck in with the big trees, remember? At Cleveland? Tino beat Larry Walker in the Battle of Legends. Oh, man! This one has hair on it. That's a big blast.
That is a blast right there. That was a nice shot. He really got everything behind it. He's going to be holding the trophy. He's going to be like, no one's here to see me.
Born in Conroe, Texas. Went to school at Oklahoma State. Mets #1 pick back in 1990. Had 38 homers last year for the Brewers, 27 the year before, and it's 26 already at the break. So, I mean, it's not like, well, where'd he come from? In the last few years, given the chance after he got out of the Cleveland system loaded with hitters, he's blossomed. Cleveland knew they were giving up a good player, Joe and Mike.
Well, actually, John Hart has said if the only The only trade he's made that he regrets is the Jeremy Bennett's trade. For Seitzer. He said they had to, were trying to win a pennant. They needed a third baseman. He says, but if he could do that all over again, he wouldn't have traded Burnett.
We should remind everyone, we did at the beginning, you only get 5 outs here in the finals.
Oh, so, is that it?
Yeah, so I want to remind you, Joe, that you only get 5 outs, so we're down to 1.
Can't count out those Cowboys. Oklahoma State, alma mater of Robin Ventura, my teammate.
He's had a heck of a year. It's some dramatic.
Absolutely.
Well, does this one stay fair? Oh, yes, it does. Big home run for Burnett because with 1 out left, he gets 2.
Very important.
Sometimes it's hard to hit 2 or 3 when you only get the 5 outs.
Right.
Those outs creep up really quick.
Oh, shit.
I don't think he got that one. Yeah, he said they shifted on me, and I don't think I got that one. Yeah.
This is cable.
Don't worry about it.
His great performance.
Hey, Jeremy Burnett's hit a pair, and those are impressive blasts. And now he'll watch to see if Junior can get 3 or not. Stu.
Well, I mean, Junior's knee is hurting. There's a chance he's not going to hit 2.
Yeah, I don't think it's a very good one. I'm just sad Mac didn't make it because I know that's what everybody's here to watch.
I think you made a good name for yourself, Jeremy. Let's sit down and see if you win this thing, if you walk away with a very respectable 2nd place.
Thank you.
Berman, back up to you, Chris.
All right, Stu, thank you very much. If we end up in a tie, well, here's the replay, and boy, this one was crafted a couple, didn't he?
Well, he's got that. He duplicates his swing every time, which is important. It doesn't matter how you get the bat through the zone if you can do it on a consistent basis, and he can do that.
That ball was kissed.
Very quickly, here's how it works. If Griffey ends up with 2, okay, then we have extra innings. Then they go again, and you get 3 outs. And then if they're tied after that, sudden death, like penalty kicks.
Defend the title.
So
you have a goalie out there knocking him down?
Mike.
That'd be a nice job with these guys.
No, he really tried to turn on that, Joe. That was not the.
Well, I think it was more inside. He took a couple of pitches and. Well, hey, the big guys feel pressure too.
Wow.
This is the fan that wins a $250,000 house from Century 21.
If he hits one home run.
Is that what I heard?
2 outs.
If Griffey wins, he wins a $250,000 house. Roger Smith, yeah, you better have the Mariner cap on. Well, here's one of them. Back. It's a 2-1 ball game.
Don't buy furniture yet, though.
It's good, Mike. What are you doing the next few months? Oh, man!
Well,
way back.
I think you can start
toward the harbor.
Couple of chairs, couple of tables.
He has 2 outs left.
Why is every
one home run?
Oh, man.
And with all this going on, we're not going to show you. A fool runs on the field, and now he's going to make everybody chase it.
And not only that, I mean, Griffey had just gotten into a groove.
Well, we're not going to show it, and Junior just wants to hit.
I want they hit. Maybe you'll hit the guy.
He probably could.
Obviously,
get a prize.
You know, Junior Griffey the last 3 years has hit 100, not including this year, 161 homers over a 3-year span. Only McGwire's 180 the last 3 years.
Here's Bennett's guy.
Well, this is Edward Eckert from Euclid, Ohio, and all of a sudden he's a big Brewers fan, Joe.
Yeah.
A lot of Brewers fans in Euclid, Ohio, don't you think?
Yeah, well, I know he's one right now.
Tell you what, figure out, gee, I got Jeremy Burnett's in this thing, give me the hat, and then all of a sudden he's on the phone.
All of a sudden he's trying to get a key made for the house.
No kidding.
And of course, swinging it out is Roger Smith of Chatsworth, California.
Started to say McGwire 180 the last 3 years. Junior 161 the last 3 years. It's the second best total, tied with Babe Ruth, who had 161 from 1926 to 1928. Joe, I mean, I've asked you this on games. He's closing in on 400. It's a long way to go.
Yeah.
Could he do it?
Well, he can definitely do it, but I don't know if he's going to play long enough to do it. You have to not only have a lot of talent, you have to have some longevity. And I'm not sure Junior's going to play long enough, you know, to break 755.
11 times 56 or more home runs have been hit in the majors. Griffey's done it twice, McGwire twice, Root twice.
And Junior Griffey sends it back. Good! The winner and still champion, Junior Griffey.
And he does the right thing. Yeah. He tells it, he said, you helped me win it. And now, this guy is awfully happy. Chatsworth is awfully happy.
He did very well, Burnitz, but you're up against Junior. And Stu, we've seen this before.
Before this competition, I said, what do you think? You're going to take your third title? And you said, I don't know, my knee's hurting. It's a ballpark for right-handed hitters. Yeah, right.
Well, it is a little sore. It's been sore for like 3 weeks. And, you know, I took a lot of pressure off me last year by doing it. So I said, you know, if I do it this year and I don't do so well, then that's fine. But at least I go out there and give it my best effort.
Everybody knows the key to baseball is always winning World Series championships. And you've always said that the single honors aren't really that big a deal. How important, though, is it knowing that you've won 3 of these?
Well, I just go out there and have fun. I mean, this is for the fans. I mean, guys up there trying to swing hard, a little out of their normal traditional swings. But, you know, it's a lot of fun for the fans, and somebody's got to win.
You realize you now have 65 home runs career in the home run derby?
No.
Another record. Congratulations, Junior.
Thank you.
Chris Berman, this is our third home run championship for Ken Griffey Jr. We're going to toss it back upstairs. Junior's going to go celebrate with his little son, Trey.
All right, congratulations, Junior, and thank you, Stu. And here is the winning home run. And you know what? I can't say we're shocked, guys.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll never not just give him my top choice ever again. I mean, he just has a great swing for a home run. And you take a look at this. Look at the swing. There's just nothing that he has to change in his everyday swing to hit home runs. And here's the winning home run. And I think we should also note that after he hit the winning home run, he congratulated Clint Hurdle, who was throwing it, and then he gave him the bat. He gave him the bat that he hit the home run with.
Great job.
Jeremy Burnitz giving, like everybody here at Sold Out Fenway Park, a big round of applause for the winner, Junior Griffey. He has a house. Griffey burnt the house down.
Well, here's your new town. Up ahead's the high school, Jimmy. 100% of the graduating class go on to Ivy League schools. And there's the baseball coach and the guidance counselor. Hi, Coach Torrey. Dr. Brothers.
Hey, hi, Tom.
And here's your new home.
It's beautiful.
By the way, remember I said it was 2 acres? Actually, it's 3. They added 1 for you.
Oh, hey, neighbor. Just dropping off a little roast chicken with white truffle sauce. 2 minutes in the oven and bam, it's done.
Thanks, Emerald.
They put in a pool before they left?
We can take it out if it's a problem.
ESPN's presentation of the Century 21 Home Run Derby is presented by Century 21, real estate for the real world. And in part by Reebok, powered by DMX. Performance you can feel.
On a perfect night for baseball at Fenway Park. Been in business since 1912, the week they sunk the Titanic. Well, Junior Griffey sunk the competition, beating Jeremy Burnitz in the final round. And remember, he was last out in the first round. If he didn't hit a homer with 1 out to go, he wouldn't have even been close to this far. Well, we've really had a treat having you join us again, Mike.
Wow, thanks a lot. I had a great time. A memorable contest, some unbelievable bombs tonight.
You watch Junior hit, I mean, do you marvel in his stroke? You don't see him much.
No, he said his knee hurt. I wish my knee hurt like that. I'll tell you that much.
Michael, best of luck the second half.
Thanks a lot.
You and the Mets. You had a rousing series over the weekend. You hit the heck out of the ball. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
We'll see you next year.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Joe, fun, as always, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's just fun. And, you know, that's why Junior Griffey has gotten the most votes 5 out of the last 6 years. He's led all the players, the majors, in vote getting from the fans, and they love him. And this is one of the reasons why.
So next year, you'll pick Junior even though it's Century 22?
Yes, I will.
For Joe Morgan, Mike Piazza, I'm Chris Berman. Hope you've enjoyed the evening from Fenway. We sure did. Junior the champ, but another elite group ready to take their swings from Lansdowne Street. The hitting challenge coming up next. The festivities are underway.